what we've done is we've created a small plate. And I always compare it to like, okay, if you go to Golden Corral, right? And I confess, I love Golden Corral. Sunday after church, I love Golden Corral. And you go to Golden Corral, they have plates. They have plates. They have a salad plate, a dessert plate, meat plate, and then you can get seconds on a plate, right? And the problem with having such big plates and multiple plates is you're going to eat a whole lot, right? Because there are a lot of options, and in fact, they're unlimited, right? But now let's say you're going to go to another event. Let's say you're going to go to an hors d'oeuvre dinner for after work networking, right? And the plate is going to be teeny. It's going to be like 5 inches, right? All the way around. And because the plate is smaller, right? You're going to eat a whole lot less than if you went to the great big Golden Corral.
I get where you're going. I love that.
And so same with profit first. If we create the illusion of scarcity, we create a small plate, right? That operating expense bank account, you're going to consume less. And you're going to make very different decisions. And you're going to feel the same at the end of the day. Like if you go to the hors d'oeuvre dinner, you're going to feel full when you leave, right? You're going to feel, because you had a smaller plate, it was full. And hey, granted, it had broccoli and carrots and a little piece of chicken, but I feel great. But and I'm going to probably feel great at Golden Crown, but maybe not. I might have a sleep coma afterwards. But my decisions are different just because of my plate size. And that's exactly how Profit First works.
I love that. Changing your mindset in order to reach your financial goals. I know it's like, you think it's like simple. Okay, just put it in different bank accounts. So won't spend it, but this is so needed. We need to change our system of how money is coming in and coming out in order to even see the revenue. I love that. Profit first.
Exactly. We got to pay our profit first. And this is important because, when I started my business and there was no profit first, right? Our profit was not only random, right? But we were losing opportunity costs too, right? There was an opportunity cost associated with not having profit, meaning that there was no 401k, right? Because we weren't paying profit, we can't put away for savings, right?
Exactly.
And one of these days, if you don't have enough accumulated profit, you don't have enough accumulated owner's pay, right? Then if you don't pay yourself when it comes down time to retire, if Social Security is there for us, by the time we retire, you're not going to have anything banked in the system to get retirement. And so it's so important to pay yourself and prioritizing paying yourself because one, you've got to build your own retirement. You got to build your own savings, be able to buy your own home one day. And also to be able to retire one day, you've got to have profit. And it's not one of those things that's going to just come 10 years later. It starts with the everyday steps right now.
That is so, so true. I think we just, as entrepreneurs, we're only living for the now. We're just trying to move. And we're not really creating a good system to fund all the dreams that we have in our head. And there's not a lot of people you can go to. And I guess that's why you decided to make a specifically for minorities, like a book that says here, I understand because I am a minority. I know what people go through. I need to get this information out. Wow, that's so amazing. Did you have any mentors other than your parents and the firms that you work with that grew your company by any chance?
I think as I started my entrepreneur journey, I think that, and this is going to get a little religious, I think that God puts the right people in the right place just when you need them, because, there was a time where, especially when you're a new business, you do have to learn how to market. You do have to learn how to sell, right? And so, I invested a lot in courses. I took, oh goodness, Dale Carnegie, I think is the name of the sales class I took. So I put some major money behind learning to do sales because as an accountant, you don't learn how to do sales, right? They don't teach you. They teach you how to balance books. They teach you revenue minus expenses equals profit, but they don't teach you how to sell, right? And so I did have to spend money in terms of learning courses and how to do that. And then also, later on, even just meeting Mike McCallowitz, who wrote the original book, Profit First, just being able to get pushed like, okay, Suzanne, we got to let more people know about this message. We got to get more, we got to eradicate entrepreneur poverty out there.
Yes, yes.
You
And
know,
that's a real thing right there.
we need to get you on YouTube. We need to get you on a podcast. We need to get you writing a book, because we need to get the message out there. And there have been so many other mentors, that I've had along the way. People just advise me as you grow and scale. Eventually you grow beyond a team of one, right? You grow beyond especially as you approach the 7 figures or you exceed the 7 figures, what's going to take you from where you started isn't going to work with you where you're going to end up, right? Even the people that you start with are not going to be the people that you end up. And so you have to learn to scale. When you get 7 figures, you have to learn to really trust the power of your team. And I think one of the things that happens sometimes in our communities and minority owned communities is we have this desire to help our communities, each one reach one, right?
Mm-hmm.
And with that, I think that sometimes we think that we're not special, that if I can do this, anybody can do this. And so sometimes we hire people because we feel bad because they're in our circles, because we feel, my mom said, can't you just hire your brother? You know what I mean?
Give him a job.
But those are not necessarily the people that are going to take you to the next level, because maybe that is not their zone of genius. And it's
Mm-hmm.
disrespectful to put somebody in a place that it is not their zone of genius, where they're not going to exceed, where they're going to be pulling you back. Because you're always going to have this tension of, I want to move forward, but I always have to pull someone that's not in their talent. So, even though you're helping in the community, making sure that you're hiring people that are going to be in their zone of genius when they're doing the job that you have for them.
That is so true. That is so true. I even have to share that even before getting this podcast up and running, it was supposed to be a 2-person podcast. And I was trying to bring on friends and all this, but it wasn't right. They didn't have the passion. So really scouting the right person to operate your company is so important. It's so crucial to the success of it. It can weigh it down or it can bring it up. How do you find new CPAs to work with? Like, do you guys have a great scouting firm that you go to find CPAs? Or?
I think we're probably one of the hardest firms to get into now.
Mm,
We weren't always that way, but I would say now we are.
that's
We
great.
have we cast a net, right? We
Mm-hmm.
hire all across the country, all across the US. We have employees. We have New York City employees. We've got Montana, North Carolina. We've got employees all across the country. And so we cast a wide net, but then we test them every step of the interview process. So first of all, you got to take an accounting test, right? And then you've got to pass an accounting test. So we're looking for someone that's going to score an excellent range. One of the things that we want to do, especially if it's data processing, we want to make sure their speed, that they're accurate in data, because it's a lot harder to correct mistakes than to just do it right the first time, even though everyone makes mistakes. So we're also going to do a data entry test, typing test, to make sure that they have the speed that we need, because, profitability has a lot to do with efficiency, right? So again, we're hiring
Mm-hmm.
people that are going to operate in their zone of genius. We do a written interview, and this is all before they even get to meet us in person. It's
I
5
love
questions. Why do you want this job? Why do you think you're the most qualified person to do this job? And have you worked in this environment under pressure? And give us some examples of when you've done that. And then if they pass all 3 of those, then they get to have the in-person interview where they get more tests.
That's what you gotta
But you
do.
know what? It's a lot better to
Mm,
fire people before they ever start with your firm than to bring them on and have to let them go. It's a lot more heartbreaking having to let people go too. It's better to give them a fair shot in the beginning and
mm.
part ways before you hire than to bring them on and have them not be in their zone of genius.
Okay, okay. That is amazing. That is so great. Okay, so are there any other products that your firm offers that we haven't touched on? Any services that maybe are under development by any chance?
Well, our Profit First is, we do require all of our clients to be on the Profit First program. And because that's the reason why is we don't want to leave anybody behind, right? We want all of our businesses to be successful. And we have had clients that we have taken from being losses to literally making them millionaires. And they're going to be featured in my book of some of the strategies that we did to help them do that. And we're going to be releasing clips of those videos and clips of those podcasts right during the month that we launched the book. So They're excited. So you get to hear those stories and listen to those stories. And somebody called it chicken soup for the soul, minority entrepreneurship. So that's our main thing. We do require that everyone that works with us, they have to be on the Profit First program, because at the end of the day, I don't want to be retiring and then leaving you behind. That's how I look at it. Of course, part of profitability is having strong tax strategy, right? You guys heard about Donald Trump and how he only paid $750 for 2 years and then no taxes the other way around. And I'm not saying that he did the right thing, because I haven't looked at his tax return, but there are ways of doing that. There are ways of reducing your taxes. One of the things that he talks about is cost segregation studies, where he's literally doing a aggressive depreciation on buildings in order to create expenses to offset income, is what he's doing. And so again, I know the whole world pushes you towards being an LLC, limited liability company, and LLCs are great, but depending on your strategy, right? Depending on your strategy, your income strategy, and what you're trying to position yourself for, your personal versus your business, like maybe you might not want to show all that income, right? Maybe you got a child going to college, right? And they're going to college and they need financial aid, but mommy is a millionaire. She's not going to qualify, but I want to make this child make it on her own. Maybe I need to shelter the money in a C Corp, right? So again, we're going to look at some complex tax strategy to see what is your end goal, what are some things you want to accomplish, and we're going to have the tax strategy mirror that. So that's our tax operation side of it. And again, if you have strong tax strategy, you're going to increase your profits, right? And then of course we have the outsourced accounting too, because there's a point that, even if you're implementing Profit First, you got to know where your money's going, right? You got to know where your money's going, and just looking at the bank statement is not good enough. And so you're going to need financial statements. You're going to need to deep dive into those financial statements to see exactly what's going on in these expense line items. Is my Facebook ads really giving me a return on investment, or am I just paying $42 a click for no reason at all? And so, those financial statements are also very, very important in order to make sure that happens. So we do a lot of high net worth tax planning strategies for our Profit First clients. Because one of the things that happens when you're on Profit First, especially if you can imagine yourself, if you're paying your profit first, you're going to be in some different tax brackets, right? If you're intentional in doing it right. And so that's why we specialize in the high net worth tax planning.
I love that. You just gave some amazing gems. I hope everybody caught that. A lot of entrepreneurs do think LLC, just do an LLC, and that's all you need. They don't really understand the different parts of their business in depth. So I love that your company breaks that down. And okay, so we're about to wrap this up. The way we love to wrap up an interview is by manifestation. And we love for our guests to just share one thing that they hope their company manifests in the next 6 months. I know you're such an entrepreneur, you have that mindset. I know you're always thinking ahead. Is there anything you want to put out in the universe and share with our viewers?
Thank you, Melissa. I want to change lives. I want to change lives over the next 6 months. And I want to see my community. I want to see the minority business community. I want to see people retire and change their legacies as they retire. I want to see them leave businesses that they're proud of. And when they retire, not have to worry about how they're going to retire, how they're going to make it. I want 1 million books sold in 6 months, because I want to change legacies.
That is so amazing. I love that this information is so needed. And I told you guys, I was going to give you what was needed and what would change your business and get you on the right way. To all my aspiring entrepreneurs out there, take notes. Where can we find the book when it's released? I know we can't share the release date, but where can we find it?
You're going to be able to find it in the bookstore, but I would say because of COVID, it's probably going to be easier to go to Amazon to get the book. So definitely order it when it's released. What is called Profit First for Minority Business Enterprises by Susanne Mariga, with the foreword by Mike McAllowitz.
Okay. Oh, are you on Facebook or on Instagram, or do you have a social media?
I am. I do have. If you go to Profit First with Susanne Mariga, I have a free Facebook group where we host a masterclass. And our next one that's coming up is October 19th. But we will have another one that comes out after that if we end up missing this deadline. And so in this masterclass, it's 1 week long, and every day for an hour, we cover a different concept in Profit First, where we really help you implement Profit First in your business so that we can maximize the profitability in your business and eradicate entrepreneur poverty.
Amazing. I love that. I do hit that for me. I didn't know you had a mastermind group. That's great. Okay, so we're wrapping up. This was an amazing interview. I feel I'm on cloud nine. I hope you guys love it. Don't forget to subscribe. I have a lot more stuff to offer you guys. We're creating a subscription. We're gonna a lot of different things in the works. So just stay tuned. Make sure to follow us, Black Ladies in Actions Blake Club on IG. And as soon as our YouTube channel is released, I'll be putting the links in our website. Okay. All right, guys. Have a good one.
Thank you, Melissa.